the originals.
Andrea Martin gives
She
it
goes,
to you on her line.
humor handled by a master.
I feel like I know who that might be in this one based on the notes.
Okay, we're recording.
Oh my god. Hi, Will.
Hey, Caitlin.
Hey, hello.
Hey, my name is Will Arsh.
And I'm Caitlin Lee Reed.
And this is Sunday in the Heights with
Dolly.
Are you ready to do our outro? No, we're not doing the outro.
And this is Existence is Suffering with Will and Caitlin. Which today's is kind of Existence is Suffering.
Yeah.
Strong theme for mine, at least.
Yeah, consequences of existences.
Consequence upon a mattress.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Let's just keep going.
Let's just keep going. This is brilliant.
I'm excited to see Evita with you this week.
Oh my god, can't wait. We're hanging out no fewer than 3 times this week, which is a fucking record for a month for us.
Oh, you're coming
tomorrow.
to
We're going to Do-Si-Do. Yeah.
Do-Si-Do.
Oh, Do-Si Coleman.
So Kevin and I have been doing gay square dancing, which is a lot like regular square dancing, except it's disco or dance music of some kind instead.
It's fantastic. Listeners, I have an update.
Uh-oh.
We have been following my full unemployment journey, and I have landed a gig, and it's at a big tech company. Do we keep some sort of an anonymity here?
Oh, I do, because
I want to keep anonymity because I want to tell jokes about, like, this week, which was last week, which was my second week. I told the joke to another coworker who was trying to figure out what size a postcard is, and we settled on, we thought it was 5 by 8, and he said he didn't know how to measure it. So I said, well, I'll
don't say
so I can measure 8 inches, and you can put. So I hope my boss never finds this.
We're editing that story out too.
Don't edit it. It's so good.
It's just proof that you shouldn't have the job.
That's true. Oh, thank you.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna bleep over the punchline.
Oh God, yes.
Just like I did when I showed people at work Ring Them Bells that we did, and I just bleeped it for 20 seconds.
That was honestly some of your best editing work. Of Leslie with a Z, I just found like a fantastic segue. Which, speaking of great editing work, of Liza with the Z.
Oh, okay.
That was a nice segue. Wait, I have a correction corner before I get into my show of the week. Correction corner, mostly I wanted to bring up the fact that you said I could talk about ragtime again.
Of course.
Okay, so I didn't tell my favorite story, which was how the book was written. And it was, E.L. Doctorow was sitting in his apartment, which was an old tenement building, and he was
just beating it. Look at that
picture.
Of
the Statue of Liberty. Like, what's underneath the robes?
Jism!
Oh, fucking, that Ziegfeld Follies girl, not Ziegfeld Follies, but yes, Evelyn Nesbit. Just wanking it to Evelyn Nesbit. And Emma Goldman sprung forth. No, that would be amazing. No, what the real story was, he had writer's block. He was looking at the wall, and he said he was going to write something. And so he started thinking about the wall and thinking about the building and when it was built and what that life must have been like for the people who were living in that building. And he happened upon ragtime and wanted to tell the story of immigrants.
Oh, that's like he was staring at the ceiling tiles and started counting them and then started thinking, I like the Count from Sesame Street and wrote Dracula, you know? I have a correction corner for
good.
you.
Oh, great, good.
Triangle shirt.
I know, waste. I got it right the first time.
You got it right the first time.
And then I just was like, shirt tails. It wasn't right.
Which is
and I apologize
almost as good as Veggie Tales. Instead of vegetables, it's clothes, telling stories.
It should be an episode of Veggie Tales.
Oh, yeah,
would just squash throwing themselves off. Okay, my other correction corner. I said hot Leah Michelle, like, oh, and then a hot Leah Michelle, which I meant like a quick Leah Michelle, like, oh, it's cute, she's cute. But what it sounded like was the criminal justice system is separated by two, like Law & Order SVU, like not that 13-year-old Leah Michelle was hot.
Oh.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. She was a hot 13, like, oh, she's like 13. How crazy is that? Okay, now that I feel like I needed to include this in correction corner.
I think you're doing a Streisand here, where you bringing it up is worse than if you'd left
That's
it alone.
what I was thinking. That's what I was just thinking. Edit that in post. I said frauded instead of defrauded multiple times. I apologize. I went to the University of Michigan. I have a better education than that.
I think you even made up a new tense of fraud at one point, too.
It's fine. It's like defrauding. It was defrauding. Yeah, that's what I did. Also, Zoe Caldwell, not Zoe Caldwell.
Yeah, well, you just were closer
I just blatantly accepted your pronunciation of it, and I won't do that again. Oh, segue. So E.L. Doctorow was friends with Robert Louis Fosse, who I am doing, who knew? He was buddies with him. So Fosse actually used to surround himself with writers.
In that
like Neil
office
Simon.
He had?
Yes. But he was like, actually Joan McCracken introduced him to like this whole like intellectual
And believe me, I'm sure Bob Fosse wanted to release the Joan McCracken, if you know what I'm talking about.
So, Pippin is my show.
Pippin!
And I struggled with which Fosse show to do, because what I did in researching this was just read that Sam Wasson book, which is incredible.
Incredible. I spent our entire vacation in Molokai reading it.
Molokai wouldn't have done that if I were you. That stays in the show. That's gold. While we're doing this, I want to tell everybody how close Kevin got. I am scratching my goatee. It's my intellectual thing that I do. Kevin got as close as he has ever been to my Netherland parts today.
I guarantee it's the closest he's been to any woman's Netherland parts since the day of his birth.
That's true. How was it?
Better.
Yeah, it's better. That's better. That's the best. He peaked.
Yeah.
He peaked at my pussy. He peaked at my pussy. I would like that narrative.
It's so big.
It smells like fresh bread.
Oh my God, thank you.
And to think we almost got you a microphone.
My vagina? What if we almost got my vagina? It's like, weigh in on that! Skidoo!
Do you think you read all of Ragtime, right? And it had the word jism in it.
It had jism.
Does it have queef?
I don't think so, but I'm willing to look at my like digital copy and do a Control F for that.
Maybe the book by Carol Channing had the word queef in it. Which
no, it was
quivering clitorises.
Quivering clitorises, which was my equity name we decided upon. Heller. Okay. Pippin. So, Pippin is great, y'alls. And, okay, so I was struggling of what to do. I was like, thank you. This is supposed to be my intro. You're just, Pippin. It had 1,944 performances.
Almost 2,000?
Almost 2,000. That's what that is. It was like 6.5 years. It was actually as of...
You are already doing the 2 sources of notes thing.
I know. But just be happy that I got it down to 2 sources of notes and not 5. It was, I think like the 21st longest running show ever. God damn it, that must be.
Well, it changes all the time. A long running show.
Yeah, but reel's long. But that was it, like, since April 2019. Whatever, I'm sure I could find it in my notes, but I don't care. Okay, so... It was Fosse's longest running show. And
I hope he made money off it.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Who cares? His fucking, he was fine. He died pretty young. He didn't have to worry about Social Security or any of that bullshit.
Yeah, but he had to pay for all those drugs.
I know, he did. He had an attaché. I will get into his drug use, but I will just say that he had an attaché full of drugs, which is great.
Okay.
Like that, some of us need pill boxes. If you're a real champ, you need a whole attaché.
Going away for the weekend, bringing a valise full of Valium.
36 longest running Broadway show. It's literally my second bullet point. It was the Broadway show that he won the year 1973 was the year he was awarded it, but it was for the 1972 season. He won the Triple Crown, which has yet to be done by any other director, and probably, honestly, can you think of anyone who would win an Emmy, a fucking Oscar, and a Tony in 1 year?
Well, there's only one person that can do something like that, and that's Barbra Streisand.
Okay, fair. So there's that, and I would say, actually, with the prevalence, it could be argued with this TV crossover movement that, it's more possible than ever, but I don't know about directing. You think Babs has this directing bone?
I was quoting Waiting for Guffman, but...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taking this seriously, Will.
That is real bad. You should know you're waiting for Guffman.
I know. It's like, can I strike it? Can you strike it? I know the terms. Same year as Liza with a Z, which I chose to not do. Sorry, dear listener, and or you're welcome, because we would be here for 3 years.
We would just do the show.
We would just do the full Leslie with a Z. So maybe like...
Bye.
Yes. No, we would do Son of a Preacher Man.
Okay. Gotcha!
Okay. So we were not doing that. But also Cabaret the movie, which was originally, I didn't really know this or care to know this, directed by Hal Prince in 1967.
Yes.
And then when they went to do the movie, Hal Prince was busy directing Company. Oh. And so he didn't sign on for the film.
That all worked out.
It all worked out real nice. So any poops. Other fun facts about Pippin. Ben Vereen and Patina Miller both won Tony Awards. Ben Vereen for the original production and Patina Miller for the 2013 revival.
What do you call that character's name again?
It was called The Leading Player, but originally it was called The Old Man. And they rejiggered it because they were like, hey, he's better than that. And they honestly turned him into the lead. He was supposed to be way more like narrator style of Jesus Christ Superstar. That's how he was originally written.
He was in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yes, but I mean like the character of the old man.
Oh, so it was more like Into the Woods.
Yes. Oh, I would love to know more about that show. So anyways, they both won the Tony for Best Leading Actor and Best Leading Actress, which is a first to have a male and a female play the same role and have a Tony Award for both. That's a fun, cute little fact. Okay, now we're going to fucking get into it. So I read so many Bob Fosse biographies, and I watched all of the YouTube vids on it. Okay, Fosse. The name means farm by a... Farm by the waterfall. And it was because of his Norwegian roots, his family was named after the farm they worked, which also for a minute, could you imagine if they were like, Will Larsh, your name is now. Your name. We have to edit that out. Will, your name is Tickles the Ivories now.
Oh, I'd be fine with that. Tickles McIvories. Tickles McIvories.
Mine would just be like, shut up, bitch.
Camden McManus.
It sounds like a delicious McDonald's
Happy
Meal.
But it's a delicious sandwich, but it's tough to pin down.
And it really comes with the side of Fosse's. Whoops. Can I please return this?
Half my sandwich is missing. I don't know what happened.
Background on Fosse. Okay, so when he was 13, and y'all's better have watched all that jazz, because if you haven't, honestly, stop listening to this stupid bitch talk right now and go watch his semi-autobiographical, which is obviously super autobiographical movie, but he refused to call it that. Where he basically told the story of his life, and it's phenomenal. Actually, the opening scene to All That Jazz is accredited for the modern music video.
Is that
and those sort of like cutaways
Broadway?
And storytelling where it's like the opening and he's doing the dancer audition.
What year was it? Was it before?
87, I think.
Oh, so it was way after A Chorus Line.
It was 80, and we'll edit it in post.
Oh, okay.
I think 87 or 89.
It just reminded me a lot of the opening of A Chorus Line.
Oh, totally. Okay, so the little background on Fosse, and I'll try and keep it brief. When he was 13, he did burlesque. He went to the Chicago Academy of the Theater Arts. The guy who ran it became his ad hoc manager. And he says, Fosse himself says, I went because I had a crush on a girl. She quit the next week and I stayed. So
I could do that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay. Michael Bennett was like, go on. Socks? Fantastic. Okay, he would watch the Nicholas Brothers. He hadn't acted in burlesque, but he also studied all the burlesque, like sort of end of vaudeville time in Chicago. And he was particularly drawn to like the Nicholas Brothers who would do the jump splits. If you don't know who they are,
I don't.
Yes, you do, because you've referenced them before. Those are the guys that do the like jump split, jump split, jump split down the thing.
I don't know.
Tickles the Ivory Larsh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, it's amazing. And everyone go to YouTube and just Google Nope. Just type in to YouTube.
Go to YouTube and Google this.
Go to YouTube and Google, then be redirected back. Nicholas Brothers, it's amazing. He said that he and another guy were sort of paired up by the guy who ran the school. And they created their own act, which were called the Riff Brothers, for the move, like the riff, of which I'm demonstrating flawlessly. Ask Will. I'm actually jump splitting right now, too.
You look like you're wiping your thighs.
And they were, like, he was pulling double duty in high school. He would work until, like, 3 a.m., making $60 a week. And he would go home, do an hour of schoolwork, and then sleep and go to school. He said he became the choreographer because he didn't have enough money to afford one. So he started doing his own thing. That sort of took off. From there, I'm going to cut to 1950s Fosse. 1950s Fosse's, he met his wife, somebody Niles. I'm sure I know her name, but I just wrote Fosse and Niles, which is what they toured under. They started rehearsing in New York for a show that they did out of town, and by the time they got to Chicago, they were married, and he introduced her to his family.
How old is he at this point?
He's they are so young. He's 20-ish.
If you're 20 and you're listening to this, that's
please
a mistake. Do not.
And if you need a fair warning about getting married in your early 20s, please watch Leslie with a Z. Plurg. Okay, so they toured the country, Fosse and Niles, and they were similar to Gower Champion, another huge choreographer of the day. Gower Champion and his wife. And Fosse's joke was, if you've heard of the champions, we're the runner-up. Then from there...
That's a burlesque joke.
Yeah, exactly. It was so then from there, he met his second wife, who was 12 years older. Her name was Joan McCracken. She was a huge dancer at the time. And she told him, get a formal education. So he took a year off. Here are his words. I took a year off, got myself a bicycle, and went from class to class. So she convinced him to study, I think, the Actors Theater. I'll correction corner that shit. Or if you're some queen who's obsessed with Fosse, or anybody obsessed with Fosse, write us in and tell me what I forgot. He was doing a showcase from that acting studio, and an MGM rep was there. Then he went at the age of 23. He went to MGM, did a screen test, and their response was, well, he needs a toupee. So they put Fosse in a bunch of toupees.
He's 21 at this point?
Oh, yeah. So he was early balding. They considered him the Fred Astaire wannabe. He says Fred Astaire was the strongest influence on my career. I just tried to imitate him. Probably my favorite story about the Fred Astaire thing is that he said one day he was passing him in the hall and he said, "Hiya, Fosse." And he was like, "Oh my God, Fred Astaire knows part of my name." And he was with another dancer and he was talking to Fred Astaire and he just kind of haphazardly saw a nail from a set and he flicked his toe to make the nail kind of flip up, which kind of like a shuffle, I guess. And so then they left and Fosse was like, "Actually, I'll see you, forget about lunch, I'll see you in an hour." And that same dancer came back an hour later and saw Fosse in a soundstage with that nail, and he had been practicing for an hour trying to get it to flick up exactly how Fred Astaire did it. So that was kind of the story that tells a little bit of the perfectionist / crazy / his perceived inadequacies as a dancer.
Good thing it was just a nail or something.
Yeah, we can make it like a.
I think it wasn't doing lifts with some.
Oh yeah. Try to do it for an hour. I'm sure he did that show. I mean, he was on lots of drugs later. Next thing, and this is going through so fast, Fosse's life. So he's successful. Probably his biggest breakout dance was the alley dance in My Sister Eileen, which you folks should know as A Wonderful Town. It was originally a script and then a play and then a yada yada, and this was the movie of it. It's amazing. You have to Google on the YouTube.
I've only seen the dance. I haven't seen the rest of the movie.
I haven't seen the rest of the movie either.
Oh, okay.
I mean that dance, just ad nauseum. Yeah. It's incredible. Then the next big turning point for him was when he did the choreography for the Kiss Me Kate movie. More on that next week when I do Kiss Me Kate. Week, I know. I was just sliding that in. Could you imagine? In 2020 sometime. And okay, so Kiss Me Kate, and then sort of zooming far ahead, which through so many things like Damn Yankees, incredible show, which I will obviously do at some point too. George Abbott produced, he tended to work with younger people so he could control them. That leads me to a seamless segue cutting to Pippin in early 70s. So what is Pippin about? Where did it come from? So Pippin was actually Stephen Schwartz and some guy named Strauss, and I have his...
Is it Charles
first
Strauss?
name. No. It's like some guy that he went to Carnegie Mellon with, and it was their Scotch and Soda review show. Schwartz was a like a theater major or whatever, and so it was originally one of their shows in like a basement production or whatnot. And I have in my own notes his In the Heights, if you will, because this was his show that he wrote like during college and then worked on. It was actually the show
where
that
In the
got
Heights
him.
comes from?
No, I just mean like In the Heights, like to Lin-Manuel. Pippin is to Stephen Schwartz as In the Heights is to Lin-Manuel. As in like he worked on it all through
That's
college,
what I meant.
yada, yada, yada.
In the Heights was written in college.
Yes. Pip in the Heights. So it was his collaborator who then, as it started to go off and he shopped it around because Schwartz wanted to be this big writer, and he actually landed Godspell because of it when he was shopping Pippin around. The other guy kind of just like faded off into the background. And actually, there is not a single note or word that's in the Broadway version of Pippin that was anything like the beginning, like the original version that was done at Carnegie Mellon. Carnegie Mellon, it started because his collaborator, Mr. Strauss, sorry, I do know your name, I just didn't write it down. He was reading through an old history book. Pippin was a real human, the son, one of the sons of Charlemagne, and a quick note about Charlemagne is the fact that they displayed Charlemagne as such this like goon is crazy. Charlemagne is like France's George Washington, if you will, or like Scotland's Robert the Bruce. So it's kind of like, oh, fuck you for making him look like this like crazy person.
That'll show the French.
Yeah, they love us so much anyways. So then from there, he's shopping it around. Godspell gets taken off and it's like on Broadway. It's got between off-Broadway and Broadway, Godspell had like 1,000 performances. So Schwartz was like hot shit. And Fosse was drawn to the production because he heard the score. And he said, this is like the best quote ever. Fosse and Schwartz had such a like bitchy, shady relationship. It's amazing.
Really?
Oh, yes. There's so much mud will be flung tonight about that. Let's see. Whatever, we can
hold while you get it.
Yeah, let's hold while I get this exact one because it's so sassy. I love it. Where is that quote? Okay, I got it. Fosse said 2 things excited me about Pippin. The first one was getting back to Broadway because he had just come off of Cabaret and he was looking for his next big thing. And then he said the second thing was the score because, and I quote, it was composed by the boy who did Godspell. He's only 25. He was actually 23. Schwartz was 23. And he says, and some days he's only 12. Fosse chuckles, but I like his score very much. That is the nicest thing that Fosse ever said about Schwartz. From there on, it was like a shit show. It devolved into... So basically what happened is Fosse is kind of notorious, or some people have this theory that he picks shows that are light and not very good structurally or
so
at
he
all.
Can fix them.
So that he can really like dominate in a la George Abbott, like just throw his muscle around. He was Fosse at that time. So he picked something that was a little weak and had a lot of holes so that he could kind of assert his dominance. That pissed Schwartz off. That pissed the book writer off, obviously. And even to the point when he called John Rubinstein, who would play Pippin, he was like, hey, I want you to look at this script. And the guy read it and he's like, oh, this kind of sucks. And then he was like, well, how do you feel about it? And Fosse's like, I know, it's terrible. And the guy was like, I wondered why Fosse, who could have done anything, chose to do something that was quote unquote terrible. And so then cut to like a year later when Fosse has him over to his apartment, he says, he's like, yeah, it's got a lot of problems. He said, he has him over and he goes, okay, John, I just wanted to talk to you. What the fuck are we going to do with this show? And so it kind of becomes apparent to John Rubinstein that when he's describing, I'm going to make this intense orgy and I want to make this is not going to be this like very cutesy, like love pastorally or whatever thing. It's going to be like
talking,
once
upon a mattress.
This is not going to be cute. It's going to be very
several
dark.
times upon a mattress.
And several people upon it. Actually, a fun thing, because I like to always throw in like a gay thing. This was one of the first
musical
shows.
Podcast.
I know, but like the gay spin of it. So we have to get our brains back to 1972 and 73. When this was first running, it was the first time that Pippin or that Fosse told his dancers, he used to be like, oh, pause. Fosse's an asshole. If I haven't gotten to that point yet, that is very like important to knowing it. And I feel like he would love that. And that was like his thing. But he would be super, let's say, heteronormative with his approach to men. Like he would be like, oddly enough, don't break your wrists. Like, don't be a sissy or whatever. And so in Pippin, when even though he's all about breaking wrists, like, for his style. And so he has, during the orgy, he has his dancer kind of look back at Pippin of kind of like a come on look. And it was the first time that Fosse kind of embraced the sexuality of all of his dancers. And he allowed that to sort of come through because, post hair, love, yada, yada, bullshit. All right. So a little bit more about, since I touched on the dance style of it, Fosse would say things like move like you are moving through water. He would call them soft-boiled egg hands because you're supposed to hold your hands like you're holding a soft-boiled egg. You couldn't like ever make a full fist or the egg would break, and you wouldn't like want to have a full extended jazz hand, if you will, unless you're doing the full jazz hand. Which was like a more Jack Cole kind of move, who's a choreographer who predated him. He also told Gwen Verdon, and this is in Damn Yankees, is one of my favorite quotes, about how to dance the Fosse style. He said, dance like you're trying to adjust your panties inside of your dress without using your hands. Which is how I always dance. That's the new dance like nobody's watching.
I've been doing it this whole time.
Oh, I'm doing that right now.
I'm bunched.
Okay, but Fosse's general approach to Pippin was more jokes. I want it faster, harder. And he took the script apart to the point there are so many good lines. He would just berate Stephen Schwartz in the script, and he wanted writing credits. He always went back and forth, wanted those writing credits, and he wasn't getting it, so he was super pissed about it. So at one point, it's something about it's not the ending line, which I'll get to in a second, but something about it's a musical comedy, or I'm unfulfilled right before Extraordinary in the second act. Fosse, he wanted Pippin to say something kind of ethereal like that, is what Schwartz said. And Fosse just wrote in the liner notes of the original thing, terrible. And then in another one, he wrote, up yours, Schwartz. He was just they really didn't like each other. The best quote that Schwartz said about Fosse was when they were at out-of-town tryouts, people were asking are you so excited to work with Bob Fosse? He goes, yeah, I think the guy's, this was to the Times, I think the guy's talented, but he's just not as talented as he thinks he is.
Oh.
Could you imagine working with someone and that was your fucking thing?
But he earned that.
Yeah. So he was allowed to.
I mean, and can we talk about, we talked about this a little bit beforehand, but the way he was with women.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I have a couple of things about dancer notes. He would, I'll get into that in a second, because returning to the theme that Bob Fosse is an asshole, he was a huge womanizer, or a swinger, whatever one would call it.
Which is the way we call, that's the way you
nice
said
way.
Criminal. He did crimes, sexual crimes.
Yeah, straight up crime. If you guys have watched the FX Fosse Verdon, which I mildly recommend, but I would more so recommend this. I mean, I'm just saying there's just so much better shit out there. Just watch All That Jazz, watch Cabaret, watch Lenny, watch and read these books.
I couldn't get through Lenny.
Really? It's a toughie, but it's good. I mean, it gives you more indication of his psyche. Again, I was going to do 1972
You
Fosse.
know me in movies.
Yeah. Well, okay. You got through Cabaret, though.
Oh, I watched it over and over again as a child.
Yeah, it's the best.
It made me gay.
I have so much fun stuff about cabaret, but I'll save that for when I do cabaret.
We should both
He was
do
a
cabaret.
womanizer. I know, we should both do cabaret.
Cabaret.
We should also just do a production of cabaret where we're both MC and Sally Bowles that switch every night. Okay, so he was a huge womanizer. He would rate his dancers 1, 2, and 3 on their dance card, and then he would put an asterisk next to pretty girls, which everyone knew was like girls that I want to fuck. And they would say, to his credit, because he was a dancer, like when he would ever cut dancers, he would be like, he would come up to you and be like, look, I'm so sorry. And people would be like, it like killed his soul to cut a dancer.
I had to do that today.
Oh, really?
With my barber. I had to break up with my barber after 9 years.
Oh, wait, you said that because remember he shaved your head in a way you didn't like.
Yeah. Well, today we did it, and I wanted to do a way where I still thanked him for the 9 years, and he was really loyal to me and did good things for me. It's just time for me to try a different look.
Yeah. Well,
I'm growing it out. You can't tell.
I can tell.
Oh, good.
I think it's cute. And also...
I'm also not wearing glasses anymore.
Oh, I know. We discussed that.
I'm muscling through it. I'm going to squint until my eyeballs pop out of my head.
Oh, God. Oh, he was an asshole. He cheated on every single wife that he had. Neil Simon would call him the most blatant cheater ever. Actually, Pippin was where he met his like 4th and final adult relationship, which was Anne Reinking when she was like 19.
Who we've already spoken about from Annie the movie.
Annie.
We got Annie. She was really good in all that jazz.
She's so good at
Playing
all that
herself.
jazz. And this was actually a big turning point for her because so all of the dancers, it was a cast of 18, 10 dancers, 2 standbys. And Bob Fosse insisted that they had full characters, actually to the point that 3 years predating a chorus line, the chorus members actually had their names, like not necessarily in the playbill, but on the like front of the theater, and it credited the chorus members, which was my question, like, what the fuck were we doing before then? Just like, I don't know, some people that show up and
Well,
stand
that's
in
what
the
I
back.
said about the integrated musical. What were you doing before?
I know. I
know this kid. He sings a real good song. It's about steak. Put him out there.
There's there is a great story about Candice Brown, who was in Liza with a Z in 1972, also right before Pippin. And actually in the notes of Pippin, Bob Fosse would always write his like choreographer notes as like stuff that he stole from other parts of his shows. So like for, I think it's the Morning Glow, or maybe no, it's the orgy scene. It's like Liza with a Z, arms, bump, bump, move forward. And it was like, what? Anyways, Candice Brown was kind of one of his girlfriends on during Liza with a Z, that is to say, they firked. And when they were out of town, Anne Reinking, who was very clear to him, like, hey, we can have something, but it has to be outside of the show, because she wanted to be cast on her merits. So Candice Brown and Anne Reinking ran into each other on the elevator when one was leaving Fosse's floor and one was going to his room. That's how kind of like just absurd the womanizing was. And he would absolutely hold it over their head. And you absolutely knew like the tips for being a Fosse girl for auditions was like, cut your leotard higher, put a lot of makeup on. And it was like, and for men, it was like, don't be too sexy. He has to be the sexy one. Like he had to envision himself and all the men making love to all these gorgeous women. Let's see. Other things about Schwartz, because I just found that part of my notes. He said he refers to Pippin as one of the worst experiences of my life. And he said he was sort of babied with Godspell because it felt like a bunch of kids in a barn, like just putting on a production and just like doing this show. And then he got to Pippin and he was like, okay, that's Broadway. It's kind of getting your dreams killed. And like whoever is the power of the show or the muscle of the show, which is what Fosse would like throughout his career try to grab and like constantly not get in the 60s, was he wasn't the muscle of the show. It was like, okay, I'll go be a director on film so that I can have the final say. And then, okay, well, now I have to be doing all of the editing. So it's my vision that you see. They had a really big... I
mean, it was to Pippin's benefit.
Oh my God, 100%. Could you guys fucking imagine Pippin? I will definitely discuss the like revival in a minute, but a few more... Pippin is just not a good show, and that's just a fact. And Stephen Schwartz, I'll fight you on it. If you're wondering what Pippin is about 45 minutes into me talking about it, I want to read one of my favorite things that I found in researching this, which was you can go to stephenschwartz.com. And you can find where people write in like, hey, Steve-O, I'm doing, my high school is doing it, and I have a question about yada yada. Okay, so we have question. Because I wanted to say what was the synopsis of Pippin. I'm studying your musical Pippin for my English class. Bold choice, by the way. What?
It was that or a Shakespeare. I decided Pippin.
It's got foibles. Use foibles in a sentence. Any sentence.
I slipped on a bucket of foibles.
Oh, okay. I saw a couple of foibles even.
She sneezed and her foibles fell out.
I would like some personal information from you, yourself. Redundant if you're doing this for an English class,
we are
by the way.
counting every word. Counting every word.
Answer from Stephen Schwartz is like, what's the true meaning of Pippin? So Stephen Schwartz's thoughts on the true meaning of Pippin is basically Pippin is about a young man in search of what to do with his life. But many of us in contemporary society, particularly those with enough economic freedom to allow choice, he has, that's not right, the illusion that's, I'm reading verbatim this note. So Steve-O, check your grammar. There is one particular choice with, which, if only he finds it, will lead to complete fulfillment and contentment. He has not yet learned that it is the process of seeking that contains the joy, not the attainment of the goal itself. Goes on, yada, yada, selfish pursuits, meaning Catherine. There's a whole thing about, like, people are like, was Pippin a draft dodger? Is that what this was about? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I wrote this shit, like, during the Vietnam War. Obviously, that's what it was about. Anywho.
Well, you say that, but I'm going to do Into the Woods, and people had the same question. Is this all about AIDS? And Sondheim was like, no.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Stephen Schwartz was like, well, does that make me seem edgy? Yeah, that's what it's about. Fun things. You guys may only know Pippin from that awful 1981 film version released in 82.
Which is not the original.
It is not the original. It was directed, produced, and edited by David Sheehan. It had Ben Vereen and some of the dancers, Candy Brown and Pam Sousa, did the Manson Trio. So the Manson Trio is original choreography done like perfectly. And so people say there is some merit to that. But Stephen Schwartz called that... it was directed, produced, and edited, and he disregarded Fosse's editing notes completely. And so it led to just something with a jarring sense of pace. The book was all cobbled together. Stephen Schwartz referred to it as a frenetic and terrible mess. Catherine Dowd, who's one of the original dancers, said, it was such a mess, no wonder nobody likes it.
Aww.
Shade. So I do want to highlight, because I feel like I've been shitting on Stephen Schwartz, and I actually love this guy, and that's not what I meant to do.
And we don't shit on the living.
So lyrics in War is a Science, back to like Charlemagne being amazing. Okay, so now listen to me closely. I'll endeavor to explain what separates a charlatan from a Charlemagne. I mean, that's strong.
That's cute.
That's strong. And he goes on to do like pompous as a Pompey or daring as a Darius. I mean, these are good like historical things that he was like, yeah, bitch.
What's a Pompey and a Darius?
Pompey, like Pompey, like the
like
city
Pompeii?
Under ruins. And then Darius, who was not like a Visigoth, but he was like one of those olden-timey like Ottoman empires that don't exist anymore kind of guy. He was a king. And other...
My school didn't have history.
Oh, okay. Were you in this person's English class where you read Pippin?
No, I was in drugs.
Oh, I was on drugs too. So things about the show. Time to Start Living.
Wait, did they say that they were like reading Pippin?
Yes, for my English class.
Come on.
That's what I mean. Like, what fucking arts high school is this?
I could think of only 3 or 4 musicals where reading it is a useful...
Yeah, I don't...
It's like maybe Caroline or Change.
Oh, that'd be a strong one. So stoked for that revival. Okay.
What?
God damn it, Will. What do you mean, what? Yes, it's in the upcoming season.
Who?
I don't know who's starring in it yet. I think they're still finishing up auditions.
I hope it's Cynthia Erivo.
Oh my God. Can we just stop and talk about Cynthia Erivo? I have 10 more minutes.
I haven't seen Harriet yet.
Oh my God, I read Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, which you should all read in preparation for it. I haven't seen Harriet either, so we should see it together. Great.
Okay.
Okay, Time to Start Living. I haven't really talked about the show of Pippin, but like, go for it. Go listen to it. A few things that are like of
Great
note
album.
about it. Great album. Thank you, album. Okay, the original album. Stephen Schwartz was geeked about this. This was released by Motown Records, and if you really want to treat yourself, get yourself to Spotify or Google Music or whatever your listening pleasure is, and find the original cast album, and you will find. Morning Glow, sung by Michael Jackson, too soon. Corner of the Sky, sung by Jackson 5, a little less too soon, but still too soon. And I Guess I'll Miss the Man by the Supremes, but not Sans Diana Ross, which is sad.
So it's just Effie, huh? Effie, we all got Pippin.
So that's okay. So that he was really geeked about that. That it was released by Motown. It was originally Pippin O'Casting. I want to talk about. They originally
Pippin O'Casting.
Pippin O'Casting. They originally envisioned this Pippin being played by like John Denver and Carly Simon being Catherine, and it was originally produced because the guy who produced it was like, he was like knocking down Bob Dylan's door to do a musical post Hair, this sort of like rock thing. He wanted to just capitalize on that.
Oh, everybody was.
And of course. Yeah. And so Bob Dylan was like, go fuck yourself. And so they did Stephen Schwartz. They're like, you'll do. And my other favorite almost casting was lots of other people, but the only person we should care about is Bette Midler was going to be Fastrada. Bette Midler was going to be Fastrada. Wouldn't you die for that?
But that was before she was Bette Midler, wasn't it?
This was like, so...
She before the Bats?
We can't take a Bette Midler detour.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We don't have time.
But just watch Big Business again.
Oh, God.
I hadn't seen it in 20 years.
Detour. All I will say Euro trash. All I'll say is that if I win, I have twins because I'm doing IVF, obvi. They will be Rose and Sadie. They will be Rose and Sadie.
If you have twins, you gotta find somebody else with twins and swap them.
Oh, fantastic. And it'll just be like, this is an art piece. They'll be like, ma'am, why are you swapping twins? Like, it worked out really well. Miramax.
Because 3 of them will be good people.
Oh, that'll almost ruin, speaking of Me Too, like full circle, that ruined Miramax for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Pippin was the last show to not carry Bob Fosse's name as a writer. These are just general fun things. Ooh, super fun. The first TV commercial that actually showed scenes from the Broadway show. It was a 60-second spot. It won the Clio Award, which is the best advertising award you could do. It was originally...
The Miss Cleo Award.
Miss Cleo. It was all Jamaican accents. Ben Breen was nailing it. It was basically, as you should really look at it on YouTube. It's fantastic, and that's the original choreography. That's where you can really see it, is that in the Tony Award performance. But it's like, here's a free minute from Pippin, and it's them doing the Manson trio, and then it's like, you can see the other 119 minutes, because it ran no intermission. Free of commercial interruption. It was great. And originally they just sent like a cameraman out, and Bob Fosse was like, I got this shit. He like took the camera and then he did all the editing and he nailed it. And it was actually set a whole new precedent for, Broadway shows actually including live snippets of the show. I feel like I kind of nailed my notes here. Oh, Revival. I just want to talk about Revival for a minute. Okay. It was reviewed by Ben Brantley as a Pippin for the 20th century. It was directed by Diane Paulus, which
Do you mean 21st?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
what
okay.
if it was like ragtime? I definitely meant 21st century. What he's saying by that is Diane Paulus. What he's saying by that is a huge spectacle. It was actually, they had circus performers.
Yeah, it's by, was it the five, the
it's
five
like
finger
a
hand? The troupe.
Yeah, that's a troupe. It's a Canadian troupe. It's a circus troupe.
My sister produced one of their shows.
Really?
It
well,
was
they're
really
phenomenal.
good. There was this total hot guy that used to jump through small hoops.
Is it the guy with the 8-pack who has
I don't think he was in
hair?
Pippin.
Oh, okay, damn it.
Mask hair?
Full mask. I was like, okay, daddy. So for Diane Paulus is actually arguably phenomenal. My favorite living director right now.
Yeah.
And is probably perfect to have done this because she sort of had her own band of merry players like Fosse did, and that she's constantly reusing people, evidenced by Patina Miller, Rachel Bay Jones.
Well, what else did she do with Patina Miller?
Her?
The Seven Fingers.
Hair? She did the hair.
Patina Miller was in Hair?
She was in the Central Park Hair. She was in Central Park Hair.
Sorry.
She was Central Park
For
Hair.
me, she's all Sister Act. She's perfect in Sister Act.
Oh, God, she's phenomenal. Okay, so she's perfect in this, too, hence why she won
Yeah,
the
she's
Tony.
perfect in this.
And she was really channeling Eartha Kitt. I didn't really talk too much, and I really have to go back and talk about Ben Vereen.
Yeah. Sorry, we just watched like Eartha Kitt's entrance into Timbuktu on YouTube the other day.
What am I trying? What's the fucking Eartha Kitt song that I'm thinking of? Oh shit. This is more funny me trying to think of Eartha Kitt. And no, don't.
Oh.
No, it's oh my God, is this not one of her bangers? Ugh. Okay, it's gotta da da da. Okay, whatever, fine. Fuck that. All right, so just look at Patina Miller. She is channeling like the most Eartha Kitt thing, which is very harping back to Vereen, who the old man and the leading player, which was then changed into the leading player, was originally going to be this like old white dude narrator thing. Then Ben Vereen came in and they're like, fuck that, he's incredible. Made it super dancey because he's the fucking best. It was also coming on the heels of like they had Black Panther shout outs in that original, which you can see a little bit of in the 81 filmed version of that sort of, you know, how they're playing on that. But it was really, I don't have time to educate the listeners about minstrel shows and that really turn of the century thing. But for the love of God, educate yourself or just write me an email and I'll write you like the longest email about minstrel shows.
Which is the weirdest sentence. Boys.
Oh God, I'll do that show. I love that show. So Ben Vereen, basically John Rubinstein, who was originally super involved in Pippin, as we know, he watched the show slowly get taken away from him as he was watching the direction of Fosse. Fosse wanted to do a quasi-Brechtian show, and in order to do that, because the synopsis of Pippin, I'm going to do this in 10 seconds. Pippin exists. There's some troupe of players. They're like, hey, yo, what do you want to do? He's like, find my fucking purpose in life. He's like, okay. And then he's like, why don't you go to war? And he's like, war's awful. And he's like, why don't you fuck some bitches? Hi, Grandma, also in that scene. And then it's like, oh, that's not it. He's like, why don't you fall in love? And then he meets Catherine, this ordinary woman. And so, but he's extraordinary. And so he can't really like jive with that. And then the end of the show, they're like, hey, yo, you know what the greatest finale is? You should fucking kill yourself. And Fosse was like, that was one of the biggest drivers why he wanted to do this show, because he was obsessed with suicide, his own death. And he was so successful at the time that he was like really hitting that success. He was like, I gotta die. I gotta kill myself. That's the only like final thing. And he was going through really dark times. He was finally breaking
killing
up
himself
with,
anyway.
He was. He was doing so many uppers and so many downers. When I do my next Fosse show, I'll go into more depth about him. But he came in and he was like, I'm fascinated with suicide. And everyone was like, you okay, Fosse? You good, Bob? And so he was like, the big fight was the ending of the show. Up until like the final preview out of town, the chorus didn't really know. They're like, how are we ending the show? Because they kept going back and forth. And the final line,
there are far too many
written,
shows that are like this.
I know. They're like, just put it on stage. The final line is supposed to be like, well, Pippin, how do you feel? And he goes, trapped, but happy, which isn't bad for the end of a musical comedy. And Fosse was like, fuck the but happy part. He was like, if I do the but happy, it kind of like gives it away. He was like, I'm supposed to be talking to, if this is Brechtian, these are people that are like, think of company, think of like, am I trapped in this marriage or whatever? The audience should be able to see itself as like, I'm trapped in this happiness that I chose, this stable life.
Happy end
which is
by
an end.
Brecht.
Like, yeah, it was like, don't do. It was like, it would be a cop-out if we did a happy ending. So in the original show, it was Trapped, which isn't bad for a musical comedy. In all subsequent productions that Stephen Schwartz could like claim, so the revival is Trapped but Happy. And the movie shitty thing in 1981 is also Trapped but Happy. And then the final thing I do want to talk about is this alternate ending. There was a production, I believe in Australia, that some director came up with to have Theo sing Corner of the Sky. So after all the players are like, hey, Pippin, kill yourself. He's like, I'll do it. And then he's like, no, I can't. Then it ends with like, but I'm fine. I'm just trapped but happy, and I've got my little life here. And then you see them walk off the stage, and the leading player, the little kid, what's his fucking name? Noah, Toby, what's this fucking, not Toby. That's Theo, thank you. The Theo ending.
Said it.
I know, I'm sorry. So it's referred to as the Theo ending, where Theo sings the 8 bars of Corner of the Sky, and the leading player comes out and he's like, yes, I'm going to get this fucking kid to kill himself. And so it's kind of like you are sacrificial throughout. Like, that's the whole purpose of the show, is that we all think we're looking for razzle-dazzle, and that's why throughout the show you would have like hacha and skidoo, and it was Fosse's kind of forewarning to the audience, also a way to break the fourth wall, remind you that you're in the middle of a show. But it was really to seduce you so that you could so that you would offer to kill yourself. And actually, in Fosse's direction, they would ask people to come up on the stage and be like, okay, who's ready to kill themselves? And there were like different people that come up awkwardly. And then there's this one, she's not laughing. There's this one show where this like 16-year-old kid was like shaking, and he came up on stage and he was like, I'll do it. And like Ben Vereen had to take him into the wings and was like, hey buddy, this is just a show. And he was like, and he like brought him back to his seat. It was like, oof, that's mental health in America. And so that's
that little boy,
Pippin, and that little boy
was Donald Trump.
Me.
Oh,
oh, yeah, that's better.
Oh wow,
so that's Pippin.
Well, anyway, I'm Will Arsh.
I'm Caitlin Lee Reed,
reminding you that existence is suffering.
Futile.
Let's do it again.
Suffering. Got it.
I'm Will Arsh.
I'm Caitlin Lee Reed.
Reminding you that
existence is suffering.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, YouTube, and Instagram. And write to us at sundayintheheights with Dolly@gmail.com.